The worst part wasn't seeing something in the woods. It was knowing something was there, and never seeing it at all. By the time we left the abandoned campsite, my nerves were shattered. The warm food, the empty tents, the voices of missing campers, the cabin hidden deep in the forest. None of it made sense, and somehow I knew things were about to get worse. Ethan and I ran until we could barely breathe. The cabin disappeared behind the trees. The pale figures vanished into the darkness. The voices stopped. For the first time in hours, the forest became silent again. But not peaceful. Never peaceful. The silence felt like something waiting, something listening, something patient. Eventually, we found a small clearing surrounded by dense pine trees. It wasn't safe. Nothing beyond Marker 12 was safe. But night was falling fast, and we had nowhere else to go. "We stay here until sunrise," Ethan said. I nodded. Neither of us wanted to move anymore. Our legs ached, our lungs burned, and emotionally, we were exhausted. We built a small fire. Not for warmth, for comfort. Human beings like light. Light makes us feel protected, even when we're not. As darkness swallowed the forest, I found myself staring into the flames, thinking about home, thinking about normal life, thinking about all the things I'd taken for granted. The sound of traffic, a crowded grocery store, my apartment, my mother's voice. Simple things, safe things, things that suddenly felt a million miles away. For a long time, neither of us spoke. Then Ethan broke the silence. "Do you hate me?" The question surprised me. "What?" He stared into the fire. "For disappearing." A knot formed in my throat. 3 years of anger, 3 years of grief, 3 years of unanswered questions. All of it suddenly felt complicated. "I thought you were dead." His eyes lowered. "I know." Silence returned. Then he quietly asked, "Did my parents ever stop looking?" The sadness in his voice nearly broke me. I looked away, because I didn't know how to answer. The truth was painful. Eventually everyone stops looking. Not because they stop caring, because they run out of hope. And hope is hard to keep alive forever. Ethan seemed to understand. His expression told me everything. Then he whispered, "I'm sorry." The words hit harder than I expected. For a moment he seemed completely human. Just my friend. The same friend I'd lost years ago. Then something moved in the darkness. A soft crunch. The sound of a footstep. Both of us froze. The sound came from beyond the firelight. Maybe 20 yards away. Then another crunch. Slow, heavy, deliberate. Something was walking around our camp. My pulse quickened. I raised my flashlight. Nothing. Only darkness. The footsteps stopped. Several seconds passed. Then they resumed. This time from a different direction. Crunch. 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 Circling us. The realization hit immediately. Whatever it wasn't passing by. It was watching. The fire suddenly felt very small, very weak. Ethan stood. "Don't shine the light." "What?" His voice was tense. "Trust me." Every instinct wanted to point the flashlight toward the sound, to identify the threat, to know what we were dealing with. But something in Ethan's expression stopped me. He looked terrified, not scared. Terrified. Like he'd experienced this before. The footsteps continued, slowly circling our camp, never entering the firelight, never revealing themselves. Hours passed. The sounds never stopped. Sometimes close, sometimes distant, but always there. Watching, waiting, hunting. Eventually exhaustion won. I must have drifted asleep, because suddenly I was dreaming. At least, I thought I was dreaming. I stood in the middle of the forest, alone. The trees stretched endlessly in every direction. No fire, no Ethan, no escape. Then I heard breathing, directly behind me. Slow, deep, not human breathing. Something larger, much larger. I wanted to turn around, but I couldn't move, couldn't speak, couldn't run. The breathing grew closer. Hot air touched the back of my neck. Every hair on my body stood up. Then a voice whispered, "Don't look." I woke instantly, gasping. The fire had almost gone out. The sky remained dark, and Ethan was gone. My heart stopped. Ethan? No answer. Panic surged through me. I stood up, spinning wildly. The clearing was empty. Then I noticed footprints, fresh footprints leading into the trees. Ethan's footprints. My stomach dropped. No, not again. I followed them. The trail moved deeper into the forest, past twisted trees, past strange shadows, past places that felt wrong. Then the footprints ended. Just ended, exactly like before. One final step, then nothing. No return prints, no sidetracks, nothing. As if Ethan had vanished into thin air. Fear squeezed my chest. Then I heard his voice, far away. "Ryan." I spun around. The voice echoed through the woods, weak, distant. "Ryan, help me." The sound broke my heart, because he sounded afraid. Truly afraid. And despite everything, he was still my friend. I ran toward the voice. Branches tore at my clothes, roots nearly tripped me. But I kept moving. The voice grew louder, closer. Then suddenly stopped. Silence. Listening. Nothing. Not even wind. Then I noticed something terrifying. The forest around me wasn't silent. There were sounds. Tiny sounds. Movement. Breathing. Scratching. Everywhere. Not one thing. Not two things. Hundreds. Hidden in the darkness. Watching. The realization hit like a punch. Something had been surrounding our camp all night. Not one creature. Many. A whole group. And we'd never seen a single one. My flashlight swept through the trees. Nothing. Then for the briefest second, the beam reflected off two eyes. Far away. Too high off the ground, at least 10 feet high. The eyes vanished instantly. Then another pair appeared. And another. And another. Dozens of glowing eyes blinking from the darkness, watching me. Watching all night. Watching for years. I stumbled backward. My breathing became frantic. Then every pair of eyes disappeared simultaneously. Gone. Like someone had switched them off. The silence that followed felt unbearable. Then a voice echoed through the forest. A voice I knew. The ranger. Ranger Harris. Ryan. My blood ran cold, because the ranger wasn't here, and yet his voice sounded close. Very close. Then the voice spoke again, this time from behind me. "You're almost out of time." I slowly turned around, and standing between two trees was Ethan. But something was wrong. Very wrong. His eyes reflected white in the darkness. His smile stretched wider than normal. And for the first time, I wasn't sure if it was really him. To be continued.